Hey guys, welcome to the Cool Factor. This is your boy Mike, and today is a bit different. It's the first episode of what I consider to be a series, hopefully. The working title is the Cool Talks. Here's the thing. I've been doing YouTube or editing or just videos in general for quite a long time, and I think I even mentioned this in a few episodes, videos, hundreds of videos I made over my career, that I've been sometimes overthinking things and not necessarily really connecting to the camera, to that you, the audience behind that beautiful little lens I'm looking right now into. So here's the thing, inspired by Brickitect and many other amazing YouTubers who I just happened to start to discover, more on that later, I thought that all things considered, this channel is not necessarily a brand per se, or just necessarily a company or anything of that sort. Is just me connecting to you and talking about things that I certainly like in my life, like Lego. And you have seen episodes when I talked about things like Tesla, like SpaceX, like cars, like events, Comic-Con, all this stuff. This is what fascinates me and this is what keeps me going. And Lego is just one of those things. It's actually one of the biggest things in my life, but there are other things happening, and I think that I never really had a chance to talk to you about this, that I don't want this channel to be feeling like there is like a big money behind it or brand, or it's just me. And I think this episode might be a great answer to that. We're gonna sit down, you can grab a cup of tea, you can open a Lego set that you're building. It's not a live stream right now, but I'm gonna be talking in this podcasty style and like sharing my thoughts, my events in my life, things that I like, things that I don't like, all this stuff. And again, shout out to Brickitect. I don't think I mentioned him in this episode yet, but he kind of inspired me to start this series. Greg, if you don't know, I'm gonna link him below. He has a great channel with his son Clark, and they're doing amazing Lego content. It's basically a family-based Lego channel. He's a great guy. I don't know him personally. Hopefully we can connect at some point, but he's doing amazing things. And funny enough, when I was back in my Brick Vault days, and basically when I was starting with Lego and just getting into this community, Brickitect was mentioned to me several times. Actually, he was mentioned to me during live streams, or people were just like posting or commenting like, check out Brickitect, he's so amazing. I was like, yeah, whatever. And I was in this limbo, and I wasn't really watching other people's channels. I was focused on our work and my work and stuff like that. But I somehow in between translation, I lost the fact that this is a Lego community, and there's so many amazing people out there that I never had a chance to connect. So now that I started watching people like Greg, and I watch more Just Too Good now, and MNR, and all these amazing Lego YouTubers who are putting their hearts and souls into their videos, I find that they're a great inspiration, and actually highlighting a bit what I want to become and how I want to shape this channel. I think I kind of forgot this somewhere in the process, and it's just after months of consideration and overthinking, as you guys know me, and being in a limbo and in a depression, and all these things happened to me. I finally start to figure out where I want to be in this community. And I think number one thing is being myself. The worst thing that could happen to me is me trying to be somebody else. The coolest part about the cool factor, and the coolest part about me having this little camera and this little bedroom studio, is that I can do whatever I want here on this channel, and there is no approval from somebody upper, there is no direction from somebody upper, it's just me. I've been following different workflows, different creative processes throughout my life, but I never really disconnected from thinking that there is something above, there is somebody dictating my moves. Well, there is not. It's just me right now, so I can sit down and talk to this camera, and it's a great cathartic process. It's a great cleansing process. And even Greg mentions that if you watch his bricks and missing pieces podcast, video podcast, he kind of mentioned that starting this series helped him kind of discover his natural persona, that, you know, his natural being on YouTube, and gives him extra creativity and things like that. And I think that's what I need. And this is what this episode will be kind of about. I do have some notes, so again, grab some tea, grab some coffee, grab a Lego set, let's chill. There is a music in the background, so you can at least chill with me. And we're gonna talk about things. I got a few points I wanna cover. Again, those episodes are not time limited for me. I just wanna cover all the things I find interesting or I wanna share with you during that recording session. And it's gonna be just a series on this channel that's living apart from my news videos, from the return on the reviews and all these things that, you know, you expect to see on this channel. So hopefully you're gonna like it. I'm gonna not really you know, be sad or you know, specifically canceling this series because nobody's watching it. I'm gonna try to keep this series running because it's gonna be a nice cleansing healing process for me, which is more on that later. And just like a tool, a workshop to become more flexible and more easygoing on the camera, which, if you may not even know that, it kind of still is kind of hard for me. And also I think that's gonna be a great way to connect to you guys, because as those episodes will have this like free flow of me talking, in the long run, I would like to segment them in a way that, you know, the beginning would be just my thoughts, my updates on my life, my thinking process, things that I just want to share. And maybe in the later parts of the video, there would be a Q&A where I would just answer your eager questions, you know, that you would be able to ask comments in the comment section below. Actually, right now, yeah, you can go right now and type your question if you have any. A lot of the questions I do answer on the live streams. I just came back to live streaming lately, and it's gonna get better and better. I'm gonna try to find more time to live stream and share my things with you guys. That's gonna be maybe also sometimes maybe these episodes will be live streams. I don't know. The cool thing about it is that I'm gonna try it out and see how it works for me and how I feel about it, and continue, and then see your response and maybe adjust things and we'll see what you want to see. So if you have any questions, actually, yes, go to the comment section right now, post them, and in the next episode of the Cool Talks, I shall read those questions and answer them for you. What about that? That's pretty awesome, huh? So let's talk about the my downtime, because funny enough, you know, I return. I'm here, right? I posted some news videos, and probably you have thought, some of you may have thought that, oh, he came back and just like spammed a bunch of New York Toy Fair news videos. Well, yes, I did. You know why? Because after being in the limbo, some of you may know that I've been going through depression and through like stages of anxiety and things like that. Things got pretty bad in my mindset, that to the point that I wasn't able to. There was some fear inside of me that prevented me from grabbing this camera and like setting up the lights and actually getting it done, like sitting down and getting things done. I'm pretty darn good at it, you know. I've been editing and making videos for a long time. Now I do have a full-time job as a video editor. I do actually work for a bigger company as part of the team, so I'm kind of a professional when it comes to editing videos. And you know, it helps me well because it's kind of my passion. I love doing videos. But you know, the situation of the last months after parting ways with Brick Vault and all this stuff really got into me, and to the point that I was really scared to take the camera, and I was really afraid to do anything. It felt that there was like an invisible barrier that I was struggling to get over with. So coming back to the topic of my return, is that those news videos were interesting because, you know, I never stopped thinking about making videos. I always, even during my downtime, I was always checking out what's happening in the Lego world. I was always following the newest releases and the newest stuff. I just didn't have the mental capacity to sit down and actually record them. So with my return, I thought the best way to come back and to do some practicality, to practice a bit, actually with the process, with actual recording and sitting and not feel anxious and putting them in the computer and editing those clips. The news videos were the perfect way to to start. And I didn't like feel like spamming or anything. I just felt like I need to post them so I can feel I did that step right. You know, it was part of the healing process. And I chose this format because I'm passionate about making Lego news videos. They're nice to make. There's always something interesting to talk about. They're not very production heavy. And I thought that's a great way to start, and just to come back to you guys and say, hi, I'm back, and you can actually see me on YouTube. So that's why, if anybody was asking, why I did post like 3 or 4 news videos before even that video, right? Why didn't I start with this video? Because I didn't want to explain myself. I didn't want to make more excuses. You know, I've made a fair share of excuses on this channel, saying like, you know, why I don't want to do and this and that, COPPA and this and that. The truth being told, I was just in a pretty bad mental state. And excuses are always like this defense mechanism that happens. And I think I overcame that. And just by coming back with any sort of videos that I actually do enjoy making was very, very healing. And now I feel much better, and I feel much more confident in making videos like this one. Like, I don't think like a few months ago I would have even been able to sit down and just talk to the camera like that right now. So I'm very happy that, you know, it all came together and I was able to post some videos and you guys responded in a very positive manner. So I'm super happy about it, and I'm very grateful for that. So that's the explanation why I did start with just a bunch of news videos. It was basically a statement that I'm back and I feel great about making videos again. So coming back to that COPPA thingy, I noted that I think I should, for the last time, address the COPPA situation. You know, the panic was real. Everybody was posting videos. I felt also responsible. It felt reasonable for me to post a commentary on the COPPA situation because everybody was freaking out. Everybody was just like, oh, it's the end of Lego YouTube, it's the end of the toy market as we know it, and stuff like that. Well, truth be told, I think when we look at the situation right now, when the COPPA rules are actually enforced, and you know how a lot of Lego YouTubers are doing right now, I think everybody managed to cope with that. To cope with that and managed to like adjust themselves in a way that it doesn't really affect their channels in a lot of ways. Brickitect again, Greg, he did start marking his videos as for kids, but in the end he launched a Patreon, which I'm going to talk about later. He launched a Patreon and he actually was able to, like, you know, gain more support from his amazing audience. So that's really awesome, and I think he even said in one of the last podcasts that he will be actually going back to not marking them for kids, because apparently, you know, if you are in the video as like adult like me and talk about Lego, it doesn't really constitute this as a kid's content. Actually, the rules that COPPA is enforcing are much more laid back than initially anticipated. Another great example is Jang. Jang, as you know, for the first time, I mean, he was showing his face and his persona on the channel beforehand, you know, on some special occasions, but now he fully switched to being on-camera host. He basically does reviews kind of like in my style. It's not like, I'm not saying that he copied or anything, but like from being a voice and hands, you know, as we know the great Jang for years that way. Now he actually sits down and shows himself and has a microphone and has a great setup with beautiful lights and has the set, and it's very unique because there's a white background and his style is preserved in this like never-ending infinite white. But the major change is that he actually sits down behind that infinitely white table, and it's kind of funny because he's like cut down on the waist down. But he actually shows up and talks, and people actually do enjoy it. And I like this format as well. As you know, I do reviews in that manner when I introduce myself, then I switch to the set, and then I come back to the camera. That's how I always wanted to be. I never wanted to be my style of reviews to be just hands only and stuff like that. So I'm glad that it worked for him, and apparently that format is not really making any problems for the COPPA algorithm or anything like that. I think Jang is just fine, and he said that things are great. His channel doesn't have to be marked for kids. And also people do enjoy his content. I think he mentioned that he has like 99% satisfaction rate when it comes to like the ratio between likes and dislikes on his videos, which is great, which is amazing. And that makes me confident that initially, as much as I was scared about COPPA, in the end, I think like making videos as I used to make them, with me being there and just talking about things, anything Lego, I'm just gonna continue doing that. Honestly, none of my videos so far was marked as for kids, which is great. I considered marking them manually, but I just did a global channel setting, not for kids. It's all fine. I didn't get any flags, any strikes, anything like that. And even those newest videos like the Fiat 500, I also did not mark them for kids because there's an adult talking about a Lego set, and I don't think YouTube is really does really have any problem with that. So that crossed out. I think it makes me more confident to actually continue doing this channel and build the future of this channel. And hopefully we're not gonna get any worse decisions from YouTube like this one. And I think COPPA is actually working kind of as intended, but I don't want to jump ahead of the group here, but I think it's gonna work out, and so far so good, as you would say, by the examples of Junk and other YouTubers, Brickitect and so on. You would ask, the title of this video is Help Me Build the Future of This Channel, which is like, yeah, we're getting to the topic after 20 minutes of talking. Great stuff, Mike. I want this channel to have a future, that's one thing. I don't want to have gaps like this of late, I don't want to have like 5 months of non-uploads. Again, I want this channel to be living its own life. I don't think I will be able to run this channel full-time anytime soon, unfortunately. It's not my income right now, it's not truly. My income is from full-time job, but still, this is something that helps me be better at my job, because I do have a more of a corporate setting job when I do edit videos on a specific guidelines and framework, and the workflow is very specific. So this is my creative outlet, if you will. When I find time, I could just go back home, do family time and do all these important things in life, and then like sit down like this and do things about Lego. So this is my main thing that I want to keep. I want to keep this channel as being my creative outlet and a great way to connect to people who share my passion, like you guys, who share the love to those beautiful little pieces of plastic. What would you like to see on this channel? That is a very important question, and I have enough courage to actually ask you this, because before that I thought it would be kind of rude to ask people, what do you want to see? I'm gonna make it what you want to see. It's kind of weird, right, if you ask it loudly. But truth be told, my God, I like this expression. I'm not sure why I just keep using it. With my limited time and resources right now, I actually would like to hear what you want to see on this channel. From my side, news videos are staying because I do enjoy sharing the news. It's like sharing a piece of my excitement when I see something new in the Lego world, and I think sharing is caring, so I feel great when I'm able to share and you guys are watching and feel informed and stuff like that. So that's my main goal in making news videos. I'm excited about something, I want to talk about it to the camera. I don't think I'm gonna build like crazy weekly or monthly big news videos, because I don't feel that is something I would like to return to. I don't know. I feel like there are like certain bits of Lego content that are more and less exciting, but I really want to talk about the exciting stuff. So sometimes you may see like a wrap up of like a period of time in form of a news video, but probably a lot of the times you would see some 4-minute commentary from me about something brand new that's super exciting coming in a few months, like this last sudden announcement of the Fiat 500. I really enjoyed making this episode because it just came out. I was like, oh my god, and I gotta make a video about it. So that was super nice to make, and I felt great about it, and I think I'm gonna make more videos like this. So that stays. Reviews, I still making reviews, but again, with my current resources, I'm not really able to buy a lot of sets. So I'm gonna be working on that, on you know, how to build my collection. But in the end, right now, it's gonna be hard to pay full pricing for like a wave of sets, for me at least. You know, I have to be honest with you. I have to share this with you, that it's, you know how expensive Lego is, and right now I do have a family. My income covers, you know, my life and everything, but there is not much left to really buy a lot of sets, to be honest. I will buy sets, of course, from time to time, this and that, but I don't think I'm capable of running a full-on wave review of a certain like big drop from Lego, because it's like financially impossible for me right now. So don't expect a high volume of reviews on this channel, but do expect some, of course, because reviews are my like second favorite thing to do. I love talking about Lego, you know, but they will be just in not crazy capacity for now. And on the live stream lately, I dropped this hint that I may be coming back with sort of a fun mock showcase. Again, never really stopped being passionate about what people build in the Lego world. Even in my downtime, and even if I was making videos, I was still checking out Flickr. I was still going to the Brothers Brick and Brick Nerd and all these cool websites showcasing mocks. And I'm still baffled at what people create. And you know, now that I work with Beyond the Brick, you know, we're going to conventions and I watch their videos showing what they show, and it's just such a cool vibe to see people's creations. And I never stopped being passionate about this. I just, you know, I wasn't able to like return to it and make videos again about it. So that's something I'm considering. With fan mocks, I'm gonna probably hopefully be sharing some information with you soon on how to submit your fan creations and how I can easily access them and make you know, nice videos about them. So that's something that we'll be working on very soon, hopefully. I just gotta figure out the schedule. When it comes to mock showcases, also I have to figure out a format that works for me and is like possible to make regularly in that limited time frame I have during my work week. Seriously, guys, I work, you know, 5 days a week, family weekends. There's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes that prevents me from having a lot of time on this channel. So something to consider, but in a reasonable, you know, amount of resources. Vlogs, yeah, I have a list of things I would like to come back with. Man, brick vlogs were super fun. I miss them dearly. But now really, like, my life is not that exciting. I mean, I don't spend, you know, 8-10 hours a day with Lego anymore, unfortunately, as much as I would like to. Full-time job, things like that, you get it, right? Many of you know how it is. So I never was good or capable of regularly vlogging just my regular life. Hey, I go to the store. Hey, I go to the gas station. Hey, I go get new diapers, you know. I don't think you would like to see that, but in the end, honestly, I kind of got inspired by continuous MNR Ryan vlogs, and I like his way of just like grabbing the phone and just shooting stuff during the week. Like, he goes here, he goes there, he shows this, and then edits it at the end of the week and showcases it on a weekend. That's kind of cool. Like, I never had this like capacity of being such a, you know, easygoing vlogger. Like, I always have to like over edit or like have cool shots or like cool setups, and like you know, remember the brick vlogs, right? A lot of this was like a fun creative process that I was putting together while having actually some real time to do it. Now it's just like running from one place to the other, not trying to be late to get the kids from school, not trying to be late to work, or like leaving work on time and like doing meetings at work. Not really something I'm capable of vlogging about. So that's something that will be a challenge to like vlog regularly on this channel, but vlogging is kind of in my blood and I really want to keep doing it. Sometimes there's just like not many topics that I would find interesting. But at the same time, there's this saying, document against create, right? So maybe I should switch my mindset to document more and create less. Get it? So just like record and post and share. Like, you know, life not shared is a life not lived, as they say. So something to consider for sure, but I would have to switch my mindset to do it. and I'm not sure I'm able to, it's kind of difficult. So yeah, stay tuned. And this series stays, it's gonna be happening, on a less or more regular basis. Cool talks plus the Q&A. So again, questions in the comments if you want to be in the next Cool Talks Q&A. Probably it's gonna be like on the end of the episode, kind of a section when I do answer questions from you guys. So that's something I would like to keep. Again, in the process of just being on the camera and like fighting anxiety and things like that, it does really help me. And if it makes some really nice, interesting videos for you to listen to while you're doing some other things in your life, and having me on your headphones or just like in some Bluetooth speaker somewhere next to you, then I'm down. I can make those videos for you, and I'll be very happy if you can watch them. And the last thing I do have on my list that's considered that I might do is interviews. I always wanted to like get into this like interview community. Like I would like to meet some people and talk about them. There's a bunch of creators I do follow, like Tyler Babin or Sarah Dici, people who started their own real creative podcasts and met amazing people in the process. And I would like to do this in sort of a Lego community, but not only Lego community. I would like to like outreach maybe a bit more to people who are at least somewhat interested in Lego and maybe share some topics with them. My dream ever was to meet Casey Neistat, for example, but I know it's a very long shot. I did meet Peter McKinnon, for example, I think a year ago on the Vid Summit in Los Angeles. I went to that conference, it was an amazing experience. I met Mr. Beast at some point, also in LA on that very same event. So they're like awesome people. Those are massive YouTubers, but they're super awesome and open and open-minded and really cool to talk to. And I thought like that would be cool to like have a series of interviews or mini podcasts talking to those people about their creative process, but also like sharing Lego passion maybe in some capacity. There's a very open topic. That's why it's on the end of my list, because it's a very long shot to do it. Not only because of how difficult it would be to reach out to those people and build some, working schedule for everybody. From the production standpoint, it would be challenging, but also from my time restraints, it would be also very challenging to find time to like travel and find resources and budget to travel and record and find time. There's a lot of moving parts in it, so this is very much so on the end of my list. But maybe a long-term goal, if this channel grows over the next year, 2, 3, I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna finally find resources or maybe encouragement to do so, and that would be something super cool to consider. So those small goals and those big goals for a YouTuber like me, for a guy that still tries to grow his own little brand here on this big platform. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now with my mindset. And the last thing I would like to close off this episode with is the topic of Patreon. And no, I'm not like grabbing money from you or anything like that. Here's my stand on it. I'm kind of against, asking people for money when you don't have anything in return. I felt like this channel was, I stepped back for such a long time that I should not deserve any support, honestly, because I'm not giving anything back. But, now that I'm growing, I feel like if I want to continue this seriously, Patreon, I think, is something I should really consider. I mean, I do have a Patreon, I just don't promote it very much because I don't feel like I'm in a position to ask anybody for a monetary support at this point. When this channel grows, at least I will have something to offer in exchange for this, like, $1 or $3 or $5 a month. For now, I don't promote it because I don't feel I build my content enough for this to be justified and for me to feel good about people throwing money at the screen, right? By the way, I do have few Patreons. Some amazing people did decide to support me, so shout out. They're right here on the screen. Shout out, woo, you're awesome. I'm gonna be shouting Patreons from now on my every video, because that's what I promised, and to myself, that I want to really showcase people who support me and who are amazing. And yes, the Patreon link is below, but again, this is something I'm considering as a great way to support people, but only if, you know, we, the creators, have something to offer back. And also the second thing, if you consider ever supporting me on Patreon or any live stream or anything like that, please first consider your financial responsibility. I don't want people to like throw last $5 per month at me where they cannot like afford rent or pay bills or something. Please think about your financial status and financial responsibility first before you pledge anything to me, to a creator like me. If you're saving for a Lego set, buy that set first. If you got your coffee, buy that coffee first. Then if you have some spare change and then you would like to show your support, then consider. But please don't do it beforehand. Make sure you're fine and dandy first. So thank you so much for supporting me so far. It's growing slowly but steadily, and I think with that love from you guys, I will be able to grow this channel to way beyond what this is right now, and I'm super excited to be able to do it thanks to your support. And well, I can't really wait what the future brings. And on a quick side note, coming back to Patreon for a second, right now I think there is only like $1 a month and a $5 a month pledge, but I wanted to downsize it because I want the Patreon perks and goals of what I offer to be reasonably achievable by me. I thought initially I would offer something really cool, like send a Lego set every month to the best patrons, or like to the pledge of like $10 or more, or do some cool giveaway or something. Truth be told, for the 5th time, I would say that I'm not really capable of doing that right now. So I don't want to overpromise on something I cannot deliver. So that's why right now I downsize the Patreon to like $1 a month. If you can spare that, that's great. To $5 a month, which offers a Discord channel, which I will be building a Discord channel. So something I can achieve and not feel like I promised and did not deliver. Get it? So if I will grow and I will become, you know, more capable of doing cooler things on Patreon, then I will be able to offer them. But for now, I want to offer something that I can physically provide. All right. Whoa, that was cool. That was a long episode, but also a very nice. I feel great about recording this. It's such a nice thing to not plan too much and not think about the perfect take or the perfect shot, just me talking. I know it's probably at least 40 minutes right now or something like that, but I'm happy to be able to post it. I'm happy to have this freedom to just sit down and talk to you guys. It's very cleansing, it makes me feel really good, actually. So thank you so much for watching. We're gonna be doing these episodes often. I mean, not too often, but you know, I'm not sure if a regular basis will be possible, but in some capacity I will be doing the cool talks from here on out. Whenever, you know, I'm gonna be taking notes, whenever something cool shows up on the list and I feel like I have enough topics I would like to talk about in this free form, free flow fashion, then I will just sit down and start recording and make myself some fake tea. No, this is gonna be a real tea next time. So hopefully it's gonna work out. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, you know, links are below. That Patreon thingy, it's actually active, so please, after all considerations, buy the Falcon first, get yourself some coffee. If you have a buck left in your pocket, then consider. Facebook, I will be launching Instagram, so I don't think there's a link below yet, but there will be. I will be launching the Cool Factor Instagram. And like, subscribe, share, you know how this works. Let people know that there is this guy making Lego videos, and so you can see more people join the channel and help me grow. All right, guys. Nice talk. Peace out. Bye. Whew. How these people do it? How does Jimmy Fallon sit for like an hour in the studio and talk to people? That's exhausting. Oh, so good. So good.